I'm Donna.
And I am Bruce.
And this is Lyrical Wisdom. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Donna.
How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Me too. It's a beautiful day.
It is an incredibly beautiful day.
To me now, every day is beautiful.
It is. It is.
It's you kind of have to create it though, right?
You do. You do, because there are days when you look outside and you think, am I really going to make that a beautiful day? I always do, because that's just, I don't know. I like to see it for a whole new way. I don't know how else to describe that.
Me too.
I just don't like to look at it as like it's a, it's going to keep me down. Because I like to feel like I'm elevated.
Aww.
That's a good way to look at it, I think. That's how I like to feel. I like to feel like I'm elevated.
Yeah, which is kind of cool in a way. It just came out when I said, it's a beautiful day, and you create your day, because that's kind of what I feel like this song is all about.
Yes, wow.
Right?
Yeah,
right? The
absolutely.
song. Yeah. So this is a really cool song. If you've never heard it, it's fun.
It's fun.
It's really, really fun. I like listening to this song. Today, we're going to do The Show Must Go On by Three Dog Night.
Wow.
Are you familiar with this song?
I have heard this song before.
Okay.
And I do
It reminds
like this.
me of a circus.
It does me too. There are a few songs out there that do that. And then, of course, there are some that I think intentionally do that. But at the same time, this one does. It really makes me think of a circus.
Yeah, the music that they play when they, All right, so I'll go ahead and read the lyrics. Are we ready, Bruce?
I'm ready.
All right. The Show Must Go On by Three Dog Night. Baby, although I choose this lonely life, it seems it's strangling me now. All the wild men, big cigars, gigantic cars, they're all laughing at me now. Oh, I've been used. I've been a fool. Oh, what a fool. I broke all the rules. Oh, yeah. But I must let the show go on. Baby, there's an enormous crowd of people. They're all after my blood. I wish maybe they'd tear down the walls of this theater. Let me out. Let me out. Oh, I'm so blind. Oh, I'm blind. I wasted time. Wasted time. Walking on a wire. Oh, a high wire. But I must let the show go on. Oh, I'm so blind. Oh, I'm blind. I wasted time. Wasted all too much time. Walking on a wire. Oh, a high wire. But I must let the show go on. Baby, I wish you'd help me escape. Help me get away. Leave me outside my address, far away from this masquerade, 'cause I've been blind, oh so blind. I've wasted time, wasted all too much time, walking on a wire, a high wire. But I must let the show go. I must let the show go. I must let the show go on.
Wow. That's really amazing.
This is going to be fun, isn't it?
This is going to be fun. I've already, I need to make myself bring a highlighter with me for some of these things. But I just, I love that. I love that. I love those lyrics. That was really beautiful.
Yeah. Because, we were talking about waking up and feeling good.
Yes, we were.
I think a lot of people are getting it.
Yes.
That we create our reality.
Every single day.
Yes, every moment.
Every single moment.
Every millisecond of a second of a minute of an hour of a day.
Yeah. Yes. No, it's absolutely
we create. Yeah.
And it is I love the very first line of this song. baby, although I chose this lonely life, it seems it's strangling me now. Now, the part about it strangling this artist, that is one thing, but although I chose this lonely life, I feel like in a lot of ways, people are waking up to the reality that there are our energies and our ability to choose how we participate in this existence. This stuff is happening before we even are manifested into our own bodies. Mm-hmm. And so I love that. In a way, you know, there's so many of us out there that I think that can resonate with this, the baby, although I chose this lonely life, because, you know, there's a contract that a lot of us sign before we
came into this world. Yes. You can say it, Bruce. Yes, it's okay.
No, I know, right? It's just that, you know, we kind of, you know, we kind of look at it in different ways. And I love how they've taken just a little bit of a way of taking the edge off of that and put it right at the very beginning of the song.
Well, not only that, but choice all day long.
Yes.
We choose our reality. Yes. We choose whether we're going to be happy or sad.
We do, yeah. You
know? Or, you know, angry or peaceful, calm, mm-hmm. You know, we choose.
We do.
We choose. And I know a lot of people talk about loneliness and I'm so alone, but once again, that's a choice. What do you mean by lonely? Because if you truly look inside and you truly know who you are, you're never alone.
No, you're never alone.
Right. And lonely, I believe, is an energy or an emotion, a way of that you're choosing to be.
Exactly.
And he is acknowledging that.
Yeah.
I chose this lonely life.
Yeah.
It seems it's strangling me now.
Yes. All the wild men, big cigars, gigantic cars, they are all laughing at me now. And it kind of even goes on a little farther, because like just what you've said, it's like it's such a beautiful song for the acknowledgement of that, because then he says, oh, I've been used. I've been a fool. Oh, what a fool. I broke all the rules. Oh, yeah. But I must let the show go on. And I feel like that's a part of that, like, acknowledgement that, yeah, you know, okay, this is what I've done. But I'm going to let that be like the water on the duck. And I'm going to move through this, because what the heck else am I going to do? You know, I think, you know, sometimes if we think about the fact that our own release of the things that we need to kind of release and grow from and grow from in a way of looking at it, getting rid of our, you know, working on our shadow work is a better way for me to put it.
Right.
And I think that, you know, if you think about it, a fish in the ocean or in an aquarium, if you will, well, they just kind of go to the bathroom right there in the water. And so they kind of have to accept the fact that that's what they do. And they just got to kind of let themselves flow through it.
So that's what I must let this show go on.
Yeah.
Is what, yes. Yeah. So all the wild men, big cigars, gigantic cars. I mean, to me, that is an aspect of what people, and I say people because it's male and female.
Yes.
It's a way of life that is ingrained in them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That they have to have big cigars and gigantic cars. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes. It's an image and a way that people almost feel like that's how they have to behave, because it's kind of like what they've been taught or what they see. It's almost like the images that we're being taught every day when we watch TV or look at a billboard, or, you know, in some ways we have these things that are being taught to us, the archetypes.
Right. And they're laughing at me now.
Right.
Because I'm not playing into that.
Right.
I'm not, I chose this lonely life.
Yeah.
I've been used. I've been a fool. Oh, what a fool.
Yeah.
In other words, I played into that game, right?
Yeah.
I had big cigars and gigantic cars, and I broke all the rules.
but I must let the show go on.
In other words, they can keep that show.
Yes.
I can, and we are not there on the high wire yet. So let's look at Baby. There's an enormous crowd of people. They're all after my blood.
Yeah.
I wish maybe they'd tear down the walls of this theater. Let me out. Let me out.
I feel like he's just speaking of himself. There's an enormous crowd of people. They're all after my blood. I wish maybe they'd tear down the walls of this theater. Let me out. Let me out. It's almost like he's basically speaking from inside of his own head.
Yes. Thank you. He's realizing that he's in a show.
Yeah.
That he is the star of his own show.
Yeah.
And that he's creating his reality, his play of life.
Exactly. The performance of
Right. And he sees the people all around. He wants to tear down the walls of this theater, which is his mind,
his own walls,
the constraints, right? The four boundaries, 4 walls, whatever make the theater. It's the boundaries of his mind.
Yeah, no, and
let me out.
It is let me out. It is, because then he says, I'm so blind. I'm blind. I wasted time, wasted time, and walking on a wire, high wire, but I must let the show go on. And I feel like that's the comment on that what we were just talking about, there's an enormous crowd of people. They're all after my blood. I wish they'd tear down the walls of this theater. Let me out, let me out. Oh, I'm so blind. I'm blind. I've wasted time. And, kind of in a way giving into this game and walking on the wire by taking that kind of a chance. The walking on the wire was, okay, I chose this lonely life. I walked on this wire. And now that I can look back, okay, I didn't see those things. I was blind. And it was a bit of a waste of time. But the show must go on. I've taken that chance. I've made those mistakes, but the show must go on.
Which is life.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
The show is life. And how are you living your life?
Yes.
I mean, the big thing now is I keep hearing that we must have eyes that see.
Right. They are.
So what? See what? I mean, I see, but it's a different way of seeing. It's from a high wire.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Because from a high wire, you have a totally different perspective. You can see so much more all around you. Whereas if you're on the ground, you can only pretty much see what's in front of you, right? But if you're on a high wire, you can see all around you.
Wow, yeah.
Right?
Wow, yeah, that's very profound, because it's true, and it is why you see trees in front of you when you're looking at a forest, but you don't necessarily see them behind the other trees, because you can only see what becomes a two-dimensional picture if the other ones are blocked by the trees in front of the trees. Mm-hmm. So you can't see necessarily in 3 dimensions if you're looking at things from a flat ground point of view like that.
Right.
That's profound. That's incredibly profound.
And what has happened, in my opinion, is that walking on this high wire in this lonely life, he is able to see that he was blind, that he wasted time. But he's got to let the show go on.
He does.
Because that's life, that's reality, that's everything that's going on around us. Let people have their big cigars and their gigantic cars. That show's got to go on.
That show has to go on. Let them walk on that high wire where maybe it isn't safe. Maybe it isn't. When they look back or they look from that perspective, they can see that some of those choices that they made might not have been their favorite. But they still have to let that show go on.
Right. And the beautiful thing about being on this high wire, Bruce, think about it. What do you do when you're on a high wire? Well, for me, I would be really nervous. It's hard.
Yeah.
Right? There's
Yeah.
difficulty to that.
There is.
To just walking on a wire, period. Even if it's a foot off the ground.
There is
You
something.
have to have balance.
You've got. Oh my gosh, that is not the word I was thinking of at all. Not the word I was thinking of at all. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful.
You
because,
have to have balance.
You have to have balance.
And
That's
that's
amazing.
in order to live in this show.
Wow.
The show that
Yeah.
is reality,
Yeah.
Earth right now.
Yeah.
We've got to have balance because the show must go on.
The show must go on. And we can all wish that in the next line, baby, I wish you'd help me escape. We can all wish for an escape. Help me get away, as the lyrics say. Leave me outside my address, far away from this masquerade. And it's this I feel like this acknowledgement. Once again, we come back to this acknowledgement, and it's the last line, far away from this masquerade of a charade of hiding
characters.
Yes, hiding behind
In your
these.
play.
Yeah. And we all have these moments of wishing somebody would come along and take us away and help us get away and lead us out of our own address, if you will.
You know what? When I hear that, it's fascinating where my mind goes to, because it is almost that. It's, how now technology is so prevalent and GPS can tell you where you're at, even if you don't know.
Yeah.
So for me, help me get outside my address means help me get outside of myself.
Absolutely.
Help me unplug from this reality, this IP address. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Every single computer program, everything has an address. There's an address. You can't go anywhere in this world without something or someone knowing where you're at through this technology.
No, you're right. You are so right. And it's funny because, when you want to get away, sometimes those things can be just incredibly overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And they are those things that make you feel like you're blind and that you're wasting time, and maybe you're taking risks that you don't need to take. But the reality is that we really have to allow ourselves to let the show go on. I know that seems so cliche suddenly, but it's true. Like, I really feel that, because we have these ideas that, are we really going to save ourselves from making every single big or little mistake? I don't think that's possible. And I don't think it would be healthy. I don't know.
Yeah, because we know that there's growth in all of that. And we can always get new characters for our show. We can always change.
Yes.
We are the creator of our show.
Yeah.
So we can change the dynamic of the way the show is going.
Absolutely.
We can get out of our address and change our address.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're in that address of fear and disharmony and resentment, we can change that address. Absolutely. To be, love and acceptance and harmony.
Absolutely.
It's a mind game.
It is.
Which is fascinating to me. That's why I brought up the IP address with the computer.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Because that's what you have to do. You have to literally change how you're receiving your information.
You do.
And how you're giving your information through your own personal address, your IP address of your mind, and your being.
And those things we are all so connected with these things. It's impossible to separate those things from each other, because it's all it is all interconnected. And so I do believe that is a really wonderful way to look at it, because I do think that we all have a connection that is very palpable, but it is energy. And I feel like it is that thing that is like the internet.
Yes.
But it's like the inter-energy, the interweb, the things.
The web. Oh, yeah. There's, the web. I mean, it's so, you can really begin to feel it and see it when you understand it more.
Yes.
And I believe, baby, I wish you'd help me escape.
Yeah.
I believe that that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
One another. And the word baby to me is very endearing.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be, a lover, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. For me, it's just, hey, can you help me?
Right. Yeah.
To me, that word baby, a lot of people use that, and they use it in an endearing way.
Yeah.
And all he's doing is crying out for help.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Anybody, help me get away.
Get away, yeah. Leave me outside my address,
Yes.
far away from this masquerade.
Right.
Yeah, it's...
Because the wild men, big cigars, and gigantic cars are too much now.
They are overwhelming, yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to balance.
Yep.
Balance, because I've been blind.
Yep.
So blind.
Yeah, and time seems like it's just too much wasted time. I wasted too much time.
And it does seem to be that way, Bruce.
It does.
Although people are really, I believe, and people are using the word waking up now at a much accelerated pace and younger. It seems to me that this usually happens, and that's why I think the lyric "I've wasted so much time" is because it's not until we get up in age,
it's true,
when we become I guess the elders with the wisdom, with the knowledge, with the information, because we have lived a life.
We have
we have been in the masquerade.
Yes.
And we've learned how to balance, and so we can take the mask off.
Oh yeah. And
but sometimes we need help.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So baby, that's when you can cry out to anyone that has eyes to see.
Yeah.
And help you walk on the high wire.
Yes.
A high wire.
Yeah.
I thought that was fascinating how he called it a high wire.
Oh, yeah.
Because the perspective is different.
It is definitely different up there. Boy, howdy.
And when you can begin to see, like you said, everything, the macrocosm, and realize you are the microcosm of the macrocosm.
Exactly, yeah.
Then... Yes.
That's so funny, because then the very last way, the way they walk out of this song, if you will, is, but I must let the show go. I must let the show go. I must let the show go on. To me, it's almost like I'm letting this go, and I'm also going to let the show go on. It's like a release and even more release. Like, I'm letting this stuff go, I'm shedding this, I'm purging this, and then I'm also letting my show go on. Like, this is either where the show begins, the story begins, or it's where it just continues. And I think that's an incredibly wise way of ending the song,
It is, yeah. In other words, he's understanding. I think what I love about this is I think the realization has set in that he creates his reality.
Yeah.
And so, yes, this particular show that he's been on, that he saw walking on the high wire, he's got to let it go. He's got to let this show go. I'm going to let this show go. And I have to let the show go on.
Yes.
So in other words, it's not necessarily the show that he's been in the whole time that he's allowing to go on.
Right.
But he understands that being human, on this beautiful playground called Earth
Yeah.
is like being in a show, like
Yeah.
being in a play.
Yeah.
And I've got to allow that
Yeah.
to continue,
Yeah.
to go on.
Yeah.
But I don't have to be in this show.
Right.
I can let that show go.
That show can go.
Right.
That can be in its own show over there in another theater having fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved this. This was
No, what a
really,
beautiful
really
choice.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's a fun song, a really fun song. So when
yeah.
you listen to it, it's a fun song.
It'll encourage joy.
Yes, yes. and allow your show to go on.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And don't forget to send in your recommendations for lyrics for us to shine a little wisdom on.
And share some wisdom.
Yes, at lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Bruce.